Welcome to the Reveal Your Unique CEO Identity Summit. With me today is Dr. Yasmine Saad. She was nominated top doctor in New York City for the past 5 years and recognized by Continental Who's Who as a pinnacle professional in the field of psychology. Dr. Saad dedicates herself to helping you out of feeling stuck, down, and anxious. She is a healer and teacher with a multicultural identity. She is also a bridge between cultures, religions, Western psychology, and Eastern philosophy. She believes that everything is here to propel you to your next great adventure, and that your mess is your message. She practices and teaches you to achieve a balanced, healthy, and happy personal and professional life. In 2021, 2020, and 2019, she was also recognized as one of the top 3 psychologists in New York, according to the 3bestrated.com and leading physicians of the world. She is also an author of From Misfortune to Fortune, a transformational journey from pain to empowerment, in the international best-selling book, Ignite Possibilities. Her next book, Ignite the Hunger in You, is co-authored with Les Brown and is now available on Amazon. So with that, I am honored and blessed to welcome Dr. Yasmine Saad to the summit. Welcome, Dr. Saad.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. It's such a blessing and honor to have you. And I'm very excited to talk to you about this topic today because I know that this is a really important topic for a lot of individuals, especially right now. And so as we have this discussion, I just want the listener and the audience to make sure that they've got a pen, a paper, or something they can type on so that they're ready. They're able to take notes because I know you're going to have a ton of gold nuggets for them. So I wanted to just put that out there really quickly before we got started in case they needed to grab those items. But I really want to jump in and just ask you, what does this idea of unique identity mean to you as a business owner?
I love that concept because that's exactly what I believe. I believe that we all have a unique identity, and tapping into that identity is really key to being a successful leader. So, we're all born different and we have different talent, different skills, different personality. So it's really important to know who you are as a person. What are your values and what do you want to give to your employees? Like, what kind of leaders are you going to be? Your management style, your personality, your values are 3 components that are very important for you to hone on so that you can be a successful leader.
I love that. That's so powerful. So talk to us a little bit more about each one of those key components and how we can really kind of dig into those for ourselves.
Sure. So the first one is, who are you as a leader? Well, who are you as a leader comes with what comes easy to you. Like, what comes easy to you? So I can share, for me as a psychologist, like healing people, helping people comes very easy to me. But I'm a leader, I'm a manager. So I'm not here to heal my employees. So how does that translate? That will translate in a warm environment for my employee, in an environment that's propels them to grow internally. So I know I have that and transforming that. The other component is, who else am I? So I'm a teacher. So then I know that my employee are going to grow because I'm going to teach them skills and they're really going to enjoy those 2 pieces. So who are you? What comes easy to you is going to translate into your management style. Who are you going to be? Now, what doesn't come easy to you and what you really don't like? It's also very important to know, because that will lead to, okay, what do you need to work on? What do you need to stretch yourself on? Or who do you need to hire to supplement who you are? And it will be very important for you to know, is this something that you're going to stretch yourself, or is it something that you're going to hire someone? So I don't like managing the minutia of the practice. This is not my talent. I really don't enjoy it. I'm good at it, but I really don't enjoy it.
Sure.
So when I built my practice, I was stretching myself, and I learned so much about it and so much about me in the process. And that helped me hone in on being a better leader. But at the end of the day, at some point, I said, I'm going to hire someone for this.
Well, and I really appreciate that, because I think that while it's, important to know what our weaknesses are and to try to strengthen those areas in our lives, it's not always an area we need to focus on. Like you said, having someone else that can come in and help us with those things can really kind of propel us forward.
Absolutely. And I would add one thing, is that the key question you want to ask you is, what growth opportunity is this leading me? Because at the end of the day, being a good leader is always expanding and growing. And so don't shy away from the growth opportunity, but at the same time, don't go into roads that are really not for you. And distinguishing those two is going to be crucial.
That's such an important point. Yes. So thank you for sharing that. And keeping in mind that it's okay if we're not great at everything. I think sometimes as entrepreneurs and business owners, we feel like, we're kind of supposed to be able to do it all. And just knowing that kind of doing our best and learning and expanding is one piece of it, but also knowing that there are some things that it's just okay to let go of those, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You're born with certain specific talent for a specific purpose. Your purpose is derived by who you are and your talents. So don't so much focus on your weaknesses, but you're also about growth. So it's all about stretching yourself a little bit.
Love that. And so how did you do that? How did you tap into your unique identity as an entrepreneur?
So the key was to figure out, who am I? Who am I? And the second piece is, what do I like? And the third are, of course, my values. So what do I want to create? What is my purpose and mission? What do I want to create in the world? And so my company, for me, it was about creating a community of people that can grow, that can help others. So there were key elements in being a leader was to model that. I had to be about community. I had to be about honesty and trust. I had to be about growth promoting. So it was very important that I, as a leader, embodied that. So asking yourself the question a bit, who are you, by looking into your desire, your talent, looking at what you want to create, what the purpose, and how do you embody it? Because we actually never lead, we be. We are beings, and it's about the way you show up in the world is how you lead. So it's really important that you look at how you're being. Another aspect is, ask people, what do they think of you? When they, who do they think you are? Like my psychologist, I'll constantly give me feedback into my style, my managing style, who I am, what they love, what needs to be worked on. And that gives me an idea about who I am as a leader. So sometimes when it's hard to figure out who you are, your unique identity as a leader, asking, people see so much more than you do.
Those are such excellent suggestions. And I really love that it comes from this place of sort of authenticity, of the more I know about myself, the more I understand myself, the more effective I am as a leader. And so, I think a lot of times we feel like as leaders, oh, well, so-and-so does it a certain way. I should try to do it that way. Or I read this great book that says you have to do it this way, and so finding kind of our own systems, but around and behind what we're doing can be a little challenging. So how do we do that in a way that helps us to feel like, okay, I'm moving in the right direction here?
So, there are several ways. Getting a mentor is always good. Somebody who walked the path before you is always good. But you want a mentor who sees you and is tailored to you, rather than a mentor who's going to apply a method that works for everyone. So that would be one of the suggestions. The other piece is, you want to look at how come you do not know yourself. What is preventing you? And so for a lot of people, is they don't trust their intuition. They don't trust their desire as a guide. They more trust intellectual things like knowledge, books. And so they put the authority in others. And therefore, if you're going to put authority in others and that's your style, embrace it. Then let's get people to coach you who you trust, who you value. Let's read on the books, but let's read on the books that helps you identify who you are. There are many books on different managing style, leading style. So let's figure out if that's your way of learning, then let's do that. So it becomes, who are you? What is your way of learning? What do you rely on? What do you trust? Go with the easy instead of building intuition or desire if you're not into it. That will be much harder. So go with your style.
Such fantastic advice. I really love that. So then what tools and resources do you recommend that others use besides mentors? Are there other resources that you feel consistently across the board are really helpful for people?
So, my methodology is very much inner work. So I embrace that. To me and everybody who comes to me, I help them with inner work to finding yourself. So I will always recommend that. But I also am very aware that that's not the path for everyone. So my role in helping others is to show them what is the way for you. And so again, if the way is books, then, it's very simple. I don't want to recommend one book. There are many of good books, but going on Amazon and looking at leadership management, you will have so many. Pick the one that resonates for you. Pick the one that works for you. So that would be really important as a resource. So it's about, what do you trust, and find the resources for it.
Love that. So how has accessing your unique identity really helped you to build your business?
Oh, it has saved me so much time and headache. I can tell you that, because basically, the people who work for me are very happy because I shine when I'm leading them. I'm doing things that come easy, that I love to do. I'm very excited meeting with them. I'm grateful for them because I feel they help me fulfill my purpose. So that has led to so much fulfillment. And I've learned, because I'm a hard worker, I work really hard, and I learned that sometimes I actually work too hard on things that I should just drop, and they're not mine. And it took me some time to realize, why am I trying to do this that I really don't enjoy? And the people underneath me see it, know it, and that's a bit the hiccup. So those are the pieces to really know who you are, and it eases the process, and go with what works for you, because at the end of the day, what works for you works for others. What doesn't work for you won't work for others.
Wow. I think that's, when it really comes to, say, our energy and the way that we're operating on an energetic level, or the way that we're connecting with people on an energetic level, which I think is really what you're speaking to. It's really remarkable what kind of impact someone can have if they're operating from that space. So can you talk to us a little bit about that, and how you sort of maintain that in your own life?
Absolutely. I would also add one thing before I go into that segment about what you talked about energy and being. It's really essential that you constantly work on rebalancing yourself, recentering yourself. Because, let's say if I'm a leader into control, doing what I love and what is best is controlling, it's not going to work for people. And it's about seeing that control and that way of operating is really a product of my being out of balance and my way of dealing with my own anxiety. So that will not be a way moving forward. So the idea is, the more balanced you are as a person, the more you have addressed your anxiety, the more you have addressed obstacles to your well-being, to your flourishing in the world, the more you are balanced leaders, and the more people around you will enjoy it. Basically, the feedback you get from your employee are your growth opportunities. So the less out of balance you are, the more positive feedback you get. The more you have worked on yourself, know yourself, hone in your skills, the more positive feedback you get. So that will be the idea that I want to convey too, that it's not just about being who you are and people will love it. No, if being who you are is out of being so off balance, people are not going to take that well.
Mm. Such a valuable point. And I don't know that we often consider that as much as we should when we're looking at these things like leadership or how we're showing up, really, in whatever position it is that we're in. Well, I would love to hear any other suggestions that you have for how we can really cultivate our inner CEO.
Yes, I love that. I believe that everything that happens in your company is a growth opportunity. So the key is this mindset, because you might feel like, oh my God, this didn't work out. What am I going to do? And feeling bad that a deal fall out or something, but it's just another opportunity. So the way to cultivate our inner CEO starts with mindset, and start with seeing everything that happened here on your past as a bit stepping stone. They're all stone leading you. So don't take things personally. That's a big one. Don't take things personally, and see things as, okay, what am I to learn from this? What am I to tweak within myself so that I can embrace this and go to the next level? And every single event will be an opportunity and will save you so much time on your journey. So that would be the best way to cultivate that inner CEO in you.
Wow. Well, like I said at the beginning, I knew that you were going to be full of gold nuggets. I just am thrilled that you were able to be here today and that I was able to have this time with you and share your message out with the audience. What's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
So they can reach me on my website, madisonparkpsych.com, or on LinkedIn under my name. And those are the two best ways to reach me. Dr. Yasmine Saad on LinkedIn, and my group practice website, madisonparkpsych.com.
Wonderful. And this will all be in the reference information as well. So it will be easy to find and to connect with you. But I just want to thank you for being here today. It is such a pleasure to have had this time with you. And I'm really looking forward to hearing stories of transformation that will come from your message today.
Thank you so much, Pamela, and thank you so much for having me. It was a real pleasure. I love this topic, love this conversation, and thank you so much for having me.